The following audio commentary is property of WCReplays.com, so don't go stealing it, or else you's a bitch. Alright, thanks.
Alright, yeah. And, sure enough, there we go. That is what's going on. We have an audio commentary by myself, Phreak. Sorry, not Downwhere. I know we all miss him. But this is, as I said, going to be an audio commentary. This is an Undead versus Human matchup, and we are going from the 20-second mark. I decided that I'm going to be cool like everyone else and play music and put other people's intros in my audios. So, I'm going to have some really lame Beethoven, Gossain's background music going on while we're doing this. It'll be Leet, shut up, and hopefully it'll not be just my monotonous voice going on forever, so Gossu. Yeah. Alright, so hopefully this will be a sort of decent audio balance, I don't know. But if it's not, screw you, I don't care. You'll have to live with it. Good game. Alright, anyway, going up to the actual game now, I'm going to minimize it to Warcraft, and we have SK Renoma, or SK Sweet, versus Rainbow 1, who is also known as WCB Rainbow. The age advantage goes to Sweet, although I believe the lack of broken bones goes to Rainbow. Sure, it's healed by now, but oh well. Sweet still broke his leg, so only noobs break their limbs. Then again, I broke my arm in 7th grade, but we're not going to go there. Anyway, moving on to the actual game itself, I'm at 20-second mark. At the 20-second mark, there we go, from Sweet's point of view. I've been through this replay twice at 8x speed, so I know exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah. I'm going to try to sort of shift the focus on this audio a little bit towards the decision making. Actually, no, not for this one because I don't know Undead that well, so I'm just going to talk about how he's playing Undead and sort of hopefully I'll be helpful. Before I get this underway, I'm going to make a quick mention on the Alter Ziggurat build. It's noob. I was obsing a Mad Frog game. I might have told you this already. I don't care. I'm going to say it anyway again. Obsing a game of Mad Frog before WEG and was telling him, why are you going Alter Zig instead of Crypt Alter Zig? You get a faster hero, and he's like, I don't care, it's habit. And then he ended up doing it, and he's like, there you go. And he even did that in WEG. I watched one of his VODs, and it was like, oh sweet, it's Crypt Alter Zig. So in the final matches before he quit Warcraft, I made a very big impact on him by getting his DK out 2 seconds faster. GG. Alright, I'm gonna cough now, so I'm gonna move it away. And then quickly bring it back. There we go. Alright, so what's going on is I'm gonna unpause this now after delaying for 4 minutes or something. So, here we go. Unpause from 20 seconds, focus on Renoma's point of view in 3, 2, 1, unpause. Alright, here we go. So you can see he's doing a standard build here. I've got sounds going on too. I'm going to lower those a little bit. So actually you're going to have to pause at 30 seconds as I bring this back down a little bit. Alright, and you can unpause again, so we're fine. Sorry for the little delay. Anyway, I'm at 33, 34, 35, 36, so if you're not there, screw you. Oh, not really. Whatever. Anyway, Crypt going up as you can see. And as I said, it's not the optimal build, but it really doesn't matter that much. I mean, ultimately 2 seconds won't usually mean the game. However, you see some of the replays, and people come into a creep camp, and the corpses are still fresh, like the body's effectively still decaying into the ground or whatever. And you figure, if he was there 2 seconds, 3 seconds faster or something, that'd be a creep check. And then you gotta wonder, well, over the course of the game, those half seconds, whatever, that you could have added up, actually could have gotten you a creep check and maybe won you the game. If you kind of think about it, there are actually times where, a tenth of a second here and there, half a second somewhere else, another full second somewhere else, can actually add up to a creep check, or, something like that. And that's something to consider. I finally have merit for saying, optimize all your movements, save time as best you can, because it's important, and there we go, I have an example for you. Creep jacking. Good game. Yes, so that's important. It is, so there you go. As a fun bit of information, since we're not doing anything, I played a ladder game a little while ago, Undead vs. Human, and I sent out a Scout Fiend. I was doing a Fiend build against Human, because that's anyway, I was doing that, and we're on Norwood, and I see a Militia Scout come up from the bottom, so I'm like, okay, he's right below me. So I end up taking my first Fiend out and go and see his Archmage Watermental Footy's creeping. So I see he's hitting this little, Null Brute mofo, so I'm like, okay, wait. Then I see plus 10 gold pop up, and I just stole his level 3 creep. So by the end of the game, he had a total of 126 hero experience from killing a Fiend, 2 creeps, and like 2 skeletons, so I'm Gosu. I stole a creep with the freaking Crypt Fiend I own. Sorry. That was not intentional, I'm sorry. Anyway, you can see right here some creeping going on. And he's like, oh, my opponent's over there. Okay, fine, well, I'm going to jack some experience. Now, of course, everyone would rather kill a footman than a water elemental, but, I mean, you can't always help that, so if you can kill something, go ahead and do it. Because you never know when, you know, that might get you level 2 and save your hero or something. I mean, you know, the footies have full HP and everything, so that's not important. Also, I have, before, sort of stressed casting coil as soon as you can, because, you know, mana's going to regenerate anyway. But with this deal, you know, if it's enemy units, that's something you actually have to wait for, because they can always deny experience, especially when you're, you know, as good as a pro gamer and everything. You know, it's pretty easy for you in general to deny a unit that just got coiled, you know, has 20 hit points left, hit it with the Archmage, it goes down, you know. So, in terms of actual coil sniping of enemy units, it's actually best to make sure you can deal the finishing blow with it so you don't waste the mana. So, you know, there's a trade-off between all that. Anyway, tiering, you need to do very fast as Undead. It's very, very important to do. Meanwhile, he's chasing out this footman, trying to see where his opponent's creeping and whatnot. And, of course, he ends up finding his opponent, and he's like, alright, game on. So he's going to go for the Archmage first of all, then he kind of screws it up. He's going to go for level 4 creep. Just misses it, but he's going to jack some more EXP killing water metals. He's going to try to take another creep, but again misses. So now he's trying to get like footies and everything. It's really not working out, so he's getting kind of owned there. He could have stolen a creep, but unlucky. But now he's going to go for footies, and actually a lucky surround. He's like, oh wait, the footy's there. Alright, attack it. So, luck is always good. Coil sniping again. Kills a footy, gonna kill another footy. So you can see what coil sniping, though he hasn't crypt a single thing yet, he's got, you know, 164 EXP, 2 footies, 2 water metals. Sure, one of the footies was luck, the other one was actual focus fire on coil sniping. 2 waters coil sniped, you know. That's very important. I mean, it really does make a big deal. So that's one of the cool things about coil, offensive and defensive use. 164 EXP from Death Coil. It's pretty sweet. Alright, so now you're going to see he's actually going to focus on the little creeps first. That's one of the things you really have to realize, that these level 4 turtles are the same level 4 turtles that are outside your base, right? You know, there's a little, you know, the little 4-1-1 camp. Those are things that you creep for a green camp. I mean, they're not intimidating. They shouldn't be. Those, well, essentially the things that should go first. Because that level 7 turtle, 4 armor, and like insane hit points, that's not something you can deal with tier 1 ghouls. It's really not, unless you have really, really overwhelming numbers. So really go for those extremely easy creeps first. You know, those are the things that you can kill with like a Death Knight and 2 ghouls, you know? Those things die really fast. It's like you can keep your stuff alive with coil. I mean, that's important to do. Go for the level 4s first. It's just really pretty crucial. And then you can work on level 7 and then worry about microing back ghouls, because there's only 1 source of damage. It's a lot easier to get away from it. You can see he's gotten level 2, when he normally wouldn't have from the creeps he's crept, but because of the coil sniping and the water metals, you know. Sure, it doesn't actually deny your, you know, opponent's army of real units, because water metals time out as it is anyway. But it is important for the EXP factor, because it did allow him to level up. If it weren't for those 2 water metals right now, he'd have under 200 EXP, and hence he wouldn't be level 2 right now. Now he's going to be a ghostly programmer and lose a ghoul here, I'm pretty sure. No, never mind, take it back. I thought at some point in time he lost a ghoul to creeps. I guess I'm mistaken. In any event, water metals are like, please surround, go. And so are Archmagi, except they have a Cloak of Shadows, so good game there. But, yep, again, you can see he's going for EXP, trying to snipe out a water metal. Then Lightning Shield is... Anytime your opponent Lightning Shields something you're surrounding, I don't care what it is, if it's a 5-hit-1... Okay, fine. Not if it's a 5-hit-1 Archmage, but anything else, just run away. I mean, especially if it's like a water metal, you have to... I mean, aside from EXP, you really don't gain anything from killing it. I mean, you don't gain as much as you lose from having all your ghouls lose, you know, 60 hit points and then allow them to get sniped later on. Because if they all lose 60 HP, you can't really creep with them very well, because now they're down to, you know, 280 hit points. And that's, you know, really quick focus fire away from death, so not something you want to have happen. You can see he's managed to conserve just enough wood to continue his tech tree progress. You can see he's actually not even at 50 food cap right now, because he's not going to build any more ghouls. He has enough for his purposes right now. He needs, you know, his ledge. He's going to need his Crypt Lord. He's going to need 2 statues. The thing is, a Crypt Lord and 2 statues is going to add up 11 food, and that's going to be exactly what he needs. So, you know, he doesn't really need to make any more ghouls right now. That's one of the sort of things you can sort of do with Undead, is plan out your unit order a little bit better so that it works out like that, because that is pretty important. Anyway, sends a DK in pretty much to see what his opponent's doing. He's waiting for his lich so that he can do some dual nuking, trying to see if there's any weak units he can jack. Maybe he's actually using a regen scroll at home and you could have gotten a lucky jack there. You never know. I mean, it's kind of worth a try when you're creeping something that small. And then here it's attack time, and it's like, oh crap, I'm gonna get owned. So he's gonna quickly run home. Step teleportation saves time. Yes, the DK could get there within about 10 seconds, but getting there within 3, again, it's those few seconds that count. It really matters. So here we go. You see quick nuking on the Archmage, pretty much trying to get him to TP out early. Unfortunately, that's not going to happen. You're going to see he's going to get pretty much owned. So you can see surround, and anytime you're surrounded, especially in your own base, instantly TP, or at least nuke then TP. But because if you lose a lot of hit points before you get out of there, that just means that he's going to run his MK in there and he's going to kill you when you get back. Or when, whatever. Anyway, so you can see, even with a TP, a couple of ghouls got sniped, but, his opponent only has one priest, so you should be able to, pick some stuff off pretty quickly. Ultimately, you can see Rainbow's good timing in attacking before tier 3. That's very important. He's going to manage to save his lich just barely, and continue running away. So, essentially what he's doing is, he realizes that he doesn't have good enough units. You can see a lot of his ghouls are hurt. Essentially, he just doesn't have tier 3. That's very important. He now has it. He has it now, and he's gonna say, okay, now my main is at least slowing down units. I have to go because otherwise I'm gonna lose that slaughterhouse, and that's gonna seal the game for me. And you can see Rainbow is gonna be able to do a lot of damage with focus fire and everything, and the lightning shielded MK is just extreme imbalance. But he's got to do something. So he coil snipes, a unit, but losing the DK is very painful, obviously, and it's something that really he didn't plan on, I'm sure. Just got really stuck and then didn't move it out in time. And you can see now slow is going to actually allow him to get 2-3 more kills right here. And as you can pretty much tell, he's in deep crap from taking all these losses. And ultimately, the way to stem it is you got to camp up. You got to use some hero focus. You can do more damage than the priest can heal. But you've got to find weak units that you can hit. You've got to use the main hall to help you deal some damage, and use Lich Focus Fire and try to pick off units, and just hope that you can sit inside your base until you finally get something going on, essentially getting your DK back, getting Ghoul Frenzy, all of the above, really. You can see he does have Ghoul Frenzy, as his ghouls are fast, but, he really needs something to really spark an attack, because when, the human's set up like this, he's able to cast 3 slows. He's got water metals, he's got an MK at level 2, and you only have a level 1 Lich. That's not something you can easily fight. But he picks up the orb, though, before his shop dies, because it is a very important thing to get. That will allow him to do a lot of focus fire damage and pick off units later on. It's ultimately one of the things that Undead does very well, is pick off units. You have your destroyers and your heroes, or even just your heroes. You hit something once or twice, and with the Orb of Corruption, it can allow you to kill the unit with one less actual, strike from a Lich or something. And when you're trying to pick off units as quickly as possible and get away before the MK bolts you, that's very important. So, though the 5 damage itself isn't all that insane, lowering their effective hit points by 30%, it really does, so that you can do essentially more damage overall with your physical attacks, and that adds up a little bit more than just the +5 on the Lich. So now he realizes he doesn't have his DK back, but he's got to creep, because camping in your base is really just seals good game. He doesn't want to creep sort of the orange camp, because it's a lot more exposed, and because of the refocusing potential of that level 7 creep, he doesn't have coil. It's a lot harder to deal with that. So instead he's going to creep with statues, and statues work pretty well when the units don't refocus, like these berserkers and whatnot. They don't refocus on weak units, so it's easy for him to be in pretty good shape. And you can also see that he's picked up some really nice items, and he's going to have to go and see. Well, now I'm not really quite sure why the human doesn't go and attack his base. That would ultimately be smart for him to go and try to steal some kills right here. Also, one of the things, to being aware, I mean, like that +3 strength, I mean, who cares? Oh, it's +3 strength, but that would have made a difference just a second ago when his DK died. His DK probably would have lived if he had picked up that, the gauntlets earlier. There has been a way to actually get them earlier. Now he's gonna have to pick up a TP and run home because he's getting creep jacked, but he would have loved to continue creeping, of course. But deal some damage. Unfortunately, loses his statue. But let's see what happens with the tome. I forget if it dropped already or what. No, it couldn't have. There's 2 trappers right here. So leaves behind a tome of. That's all dark. I'm gonna go find out. EXP. Ouch. EXP tome dropped. Definitely not good for him, but he's got pretty decent hero levels with 331. Any odd number really with undead heroes is extremely useful, because it means a high level nuke. Odd numbers are the important levels with undead. Not so much with the human heroes, because any level of brilliance is great. You know, any level of bolt or clap is great. You know, you level up the MK to 4, it's better than level 3 by quite a bit, whereas with the Lich, hardly matters. You know, aside from like mana pool. So you can see, lets his opponent see him enough to TP. He's going to try to get away as quickly as possible. Now this, yeah, you're going to staff. As soon as you're bolted, queue up the staff, because you're just going to get slowed, which is going to allow you to get, which means you won't get away until you get bolted again, and if you get bolted again, you're going to lose the hero. So rather than, you know, bringing the hero down to 5 HP and then TPing, staff instantly, and then go from there. Now you could, like, you know, staff to a forward ghoul, and then, you know, give aura to the rest of your army so you can try to get home faster or something, but generally, #1 priority is save the DK, don't let it die, and that means, you know, do exactly what he did. So, now it's sort of on an expo hunting route, because he knows his opponent is, you know, trying to do some of that. He's, you know, his opponent was in pretty good shape for a while. He had an advantage. Oh, now I think I know why Rainbow went and left Sweet's base. He knew his opponent was creeping because the army wasn't there, so he's trying to find likely creep camps to jack. So, though I didn't turn off Fog of War, I assume he went from the bottom, you know, went to the main there, and then went to the Goblin Merchant right after, and then found him and forced a TP, because which is more than you could have done by focusing like a shop or something. TP cost 350, the Obsidian statue he killed cost 200, and he also managed to jack 2 creeps from him, including a Tome of EXP, which would have done more than, you know, making him spend some money repairing a Black Citadel or something like that. Besides, he even put up a couple of towers, and he's got 2 towers up there, which means that, you know, Human would just, you know, take some losses. So that's important too as a human player. If, you know, Undead's not in his base, best thing to do is probably try to creep check if you have a good indication of where he might be. That is important to do. Meanwhile, for Undead, he's going to power creep as best he can, try to get a little bit more hero levels. You know, 442, of course, you know, it's better than 331, but you know, it's not super critical. But he's not really close to any critical levels, so he's like, well, yeah, I'm just going to go around the map, try to essentially deny my opponent creeps, because getting that MK high would just suck massively. So now you can see his opponent's attacking his base, so he's like, well, this sucks. Now he also sees up there that the peasants are trying to run away, and he's like, screw that, dude. I'm going to kill your peasants. Or, I guess they're technically militia now, sorry. You can see he jacks quite a few of them, gets some kills, and hey, picks up a level, which is nice. Now right now he realizes that his opponent's army is pretty nice, and that his isn't great. I mean, he could probably take the army, sure, like maybe, but he's only got like 8 ghouls, and he doesn't want to risk, like, you know, getting bolted and killed, so he's going to say, okay, I'm going to force a TP, then get out, because he doesn't want to fight a real battle. So he just wants sort of to find a way to trade bases and essentially get home where he's a lot more safe, so that, you know, next time he attacks with his army there, he should be fine with, you know, some towers. You can see he also upgraded much more spirit towers. So he is losing now in the money game by doing all that, but also he managed to kill some workers, which helps him. So that's actually a bit of a draw, since the Human wasn't mining any gold, so that worked out pretty well, I guess, for him. At this point, he's not making A-bombs, because after a certain point, ghouls just aren't useful anymore. He's getting ghouls, you know, so he's got, you know, some lumber harvesting going on. You can see he's got an armor upgrade on them, which is really for the A-bombs more than for the ghouls. And then I don't know what his distros have. Nothing. Okay, there you go. And yeah, there's the graveyard. You can see he's got a very compact base, which means that if the Human ever tries to actually follow him through, he's going to get just sniped by spirit towers. And while it's compact, it's also very organized, where he can get through a lot of cracks and everything. You know, there's maneuverability while also really choking off his opponent. So you can see what's going to happen in this fight, where he's going to try to, you know, use Destros and really everything in his army to do whatever he can. It's actually a really interesting battle. Like, I'm surprised really everything that happens in it, so you're going to check this out. You've probably already seen the replay too, but, you know, whatever. But he sees no point in leaving his base. I mean, he's content with sniping, so Coil and Nova at level 2 does 200 damage, so he's got 400 damage worth of nuke, which means he can kill everything that his opponent has in terms of casters. He can kill Sorks, he can kill Priests, so you can see he's going to do it again. He's going to hit it a few times and then just Nova it, because he realizes, hey, you know, I'm going to get my DK out of here, he just got bolted. I mean, look, it doesn't cost anything to use a staff teleportation. I doubt it's going to be useful, in the next 1 minute. So why not just minimize damage and, lower the chance of getting slowed and bolted to gun and surrounded, and just get out of here now, because he doesn't have a TP, he doesn't want to risk anything. So why not just do it? Because it's, you're not going to lose anything, and you can only gain from that maneuver, essentially. So if you can only gain from something, always do it. It's, pretty simple call there. Now you can see, shift-clicking, rally-pointed ghoul. You can see, there it is. But I was going to say, look, I could go after the Expo and let him TP, or I could try to jack his army. And he's going to go and jack the army. Now, right now, he could have a ghoul sit there and try to pick off some peasants, and I'm sure he'd probably do pretty well there. But now he's going to try to confuse the crap out of his opponent, send the Destros over the top, and then quickly send them back, realizing that he's going to lose them all. Still loses one, so actually that was a bad idea. I take that back. Putting them right over your opponent's army means that it could actually be killed, unlike normally when destroyers usually just own the crap out of you and you can't kill them because they run away with aura. But now it's up to try to, getting your ghouls and everything into the front lines, hitting the right units, and getting your DK killed, as per usual. Smartest thing to do, of course, right there. Pretty nice clap. You can see he's really losing a lot of his army, but he's still got A-bombs and Destros and some of his heroes. Like, ghouls are there to do a bunch of damage and then sort of die, I guess. But their main goal is dealing damage, and then, yeah, they just die really fast. Essentially, is what's going on there with the ghouls. So that's not great. And right here, you could end the game by bolting that lich, but no. Instead, Battle King, GG. He's gonna kill that. He's losing A-bomb though. That's pretty cool. It's pretty sweet. It's a good move there, losing the A-bomb. Oh, tricky move with the MK. Tricky move with the MK. Oh wait, too bad, you're gonna die anyway. And Frost Nova, GG. So pop goes the MK. He's gonna get a free priest as well. He's also gonna realize he's gonna have to run home pretty soon because he's gonna get slowed. But it gets level 5, and that's very important because that's a lot of slowing, a lot of damage. He's gonna quickly eat slow off the lich, and really you can't kill Destros as human. They have no way of slowing destroyers at all. There's not a single way for a human to actually mess with Destros. So they have D-Hawks and rifles, and those can both be nuked. It's a little bit hard because they do have quite a bit of hit points compared to most other human units, but still, can happen. Anyway, try not to lose his lich. It's the name of the game right now. And then it's focus firing time, because hey, he has no anti-air, and okay, fine, he has no coil, but what is he going to kill him with? 2 rifles? No thanks. He'd another free kill, and you can see this Orb of Corruption. This is where the Orb of Corruption is paying off, because that -5 armor on those rifles is huge. They go from having 505 hit points to having something like, well, take 30% off. It's 150. So now they're down to headhunters instead of riflemen. And headhunters are crap. So you can sort of see the comparison there from rifle into HH. Which would you rather fight, a rifleman or a headhunter? Pretty easy, choice there. So that's what the orb does. It lowers 150 hit points off the rifleman. Holy crap. So now you can see he's getting focused, and he still doesn't have much of the army to do anything about it. He's going to continue picking off Sorks, which is really just bad play on Rainbow's part, picking off Sorks with towers and everything. And every chance he gets, he's going to pretty much try to devour that water mental. You can see he's going to go do that right now. Could have done it a little bit sooner, but it's and there you go. There you can see the invis that I was talking about last commentary, where it's sort of, this time it was actually you don't know what's going on, because remember last time the MK was killed, so he had no idea the MK was there, at all. How would you, he wasn't expecting a tavern revive, so Rainbow really could have even waited a little bit longer, waited until the DK got lower, and then really massacred him. So really Sweet got lucky there. But now you can see Sweet has somewhat his dream army. He's stopped making ghouls now, so he's not really losing food on that. They're just now for lumber chopping. But he's got his A-bombs, he's got his Destros, and he's got his 2 statues, or 1 statue. He's got his heroes, and as soon as he gets his Crippler back, he's pretty much in the best shape he'll ever be in. You can see the food count is somewhat in Rainbow's favor, but also some of that is the expansion that he has. So, actually the army size themselves are fairly close together. His army's made of 4 food, 5 food units. So there's really not a lot of them, but they are fairly easy to save as long as your opponent's army is small. That's one of the cool things about Undead when you have heroes in tier 3 units, is that it's all about saving the ones you have and really fighting small battles is really, really important. And also when it gets to the point where you have heroes, you really need to be safe with your heroes because, you know, they have the MK, they're always going to have the MK, it's not going to die very quickly, and they're going to be relying on that to get rid of your heroes and everything. So he's going to be using some Devour pretty soon. Unfortunately, Ghoul's taking damage, but he's not a whole lot he's going to do about it. And a heal scroll of imbalance going on as well. Whatever. But yeah, fucks the Lich. And losing Destros is a bad thing. Coil go? Yeah, so really bad choice by Human to focus the Crypt Lord because that's something that's not really going to die very easily. Also focusing the Mountain King was bad because he's going to use the potion thing. So that's not great, but also quick move, getting the DK out of the way before he's bolted. Anytime you sort of can feel a bolt coming on, you sort of get a feel for the cooldown after a certain point of time of playing. You sort of know about when that's going to be going on. And Death Coil of GG. Equals level up on the DK, and then the whole human army dies. Here's the breaking point I want to show you. See, there's all these units. Guess what? Frost Nova, like, they're all red, and then there's like Impale, and they're all like screwed, and then like everything dies. It's like, oh, you just got, oh wait, Nova. Oh wait, there's the Impale, and then Nova, and like everything dies at once. That's the breaking point. Everything dies at once, and he calls GG. Yep. TPs are useful, human. Yes. If you had a TP, you probably could have done a lot better. Saving the MK, getting himself out of there, regrouping a little bit, mousing rifles, and going from there. Best thing you could do. You know, Sweet was behind a lot, but being able to creep, pulling his Lich up to 3 was very important. The snipe on the MK was huge. Heroes are going to be very important for you, and making them work is extremely important, and yeah, all of that. I mean, you have to sit tight. You have to really, you can't fight where you're completely outnumbered, because that just means his MK is a beast. I mean, the only reason Sweet really had a chance there is because while the MK was a beast, you know, his level 5, 6, whatever, he managed to get his Lich up that high as well. And getting that AoE to slow down the rifle damage output, and, you know, slowing the MK so that, you know, maybe it won't get in position as quickly, and, you know, really, it was, I mean, the best thing you could do is try not to focus the MK, try to get as far away from it as you can, you know, not, because if all your girls are focusing the MK, it's clap, and they all die. I mean, the clap itself won't kill them, but they're all slow. They're focusing a 1,000 hit point hero. The rifles just pick them off one by one. It's more like dead, 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 dead. Oh, your army gone, and the MK is now 6, and he has Avatar. You're never going to kill him again. And, you know, that's over. So, the best thing you can do is not focus a Mountain King. Like, the #1 advice I can give you. If you have to fight something, and you're severely outgunned, best thing to do is focus the Archmage and make him TP. Other than that, it's about Destros and AoE damage, so that you can pick and pick and be very safe about the Mountain King. Keep as far away from it as you can. Lead with the Destros, get his army attention, nuke it, essentially do shift click, like C click, shift right click, and, you know, N click, shift right click, whatever. You know, that's my hotkeys, Coil Nova. So that they'll, as soon as they cast, they run away, which means it's freaking hard for the MK to do anything to you. As soon as slow is cast, instantly devour it, because it's only going to allow his MK to catch up. And from there, you can do pretty well. This will be Phreak signing out. Hope you enjoyed this audio on the fun music and everything. Hopefully the Beethoven wasn't overbearing. Hopefully it added to the audio. I think it should be okay, so we're going to see. Hope this audio isn't a total failure. Leave me feedback on, you know, just everything. And I'll catch you guys later, so goodbye.